It's no wonder last Tuesday was a reckoning. The results can't be interpreted as anything other than a clear mandate to right the wrongs of the Biden-Harris administration. The bottom line, Americans have placed their faith in Republicans. And that faith is not something that we take lightly. As we look to the years ahead, House Republicans will still use the time before us to improve and right-size the federal government.
I wasn't going to talk about the election, but since you brought it up, let me first of all say that at least you're acknowledging the results of this election. The last election 4 years ago, so many of you refused to acknowledge the results of a free and fair election. But so maybe we're making a little bit of progress. So I feel good about that. You know, and as far as the Republicans maintaining control of the Congress, well, let me just say, if the next 2 years are just as effective as the last 2 years have been under Republican rule, I'm not worried at all because you've accomplished nothing, and yet you're in charge. So I'm ready to move forward and fight the battles that lie ahead.
The Rules Committee will consider 3 measures meant to cut red tape and to make our government work for all Americans. The Biden-Harris administration spent more time pursuing an illegal student loan scheme than adhering to critical congressionally mandated free application for federal student aid deadlines. As the White House delays, prospective students and their families are left in the dark with a looming financial decision. H.R. 8932, the FAFSA Deadline Act, delivers much-needed clarity to this process. Additionally, the committee will take up 2 measures meant to harness American resources amidst the left's keep it in the ground agenda and corresponding regulatory labyrinth. H.R. 7409, the Harnessing Energy at Thermal Sources Act, streamlines the regulatory requirements of geothermal energy infrastructure exploration and development. Furthermore, H.R. 8446, the Critical Mineral Consistency Act of 2024, ensures parity between the 2 bureaucratic processes of deeming our natural resources as critical. So with that said, it's good to be back. Welcome back, everyone. Now it's time to get back to work, and I now want to yield to our ranking member, Mr. McGovern, for any remarks he chooses to make.
But let me just say this about what we're dealing with here in the Rules Committee. These first 2 bills are terrible, and I don't have much to say about them. H.R. 8446 politically interferes in a science-driven process and potentially siphons needed resources away from at-risk supply chains. And H.R. 7409 undermines our environmental laws and blocks public input in the permitting process, which could lead to irreparable damage to our lands. And while H.R. 8932 offers a pragmatic solution to ensure student aid reaches those who need it, let us pray that, despite Trump's promise to dismantle the Department of Education, that the agency that oversees FAFSA survives the next 4 years so that this measure can actually benefit families. And with that, I yield back my time.